Hello everyone, this is Greg from Mystery Honey, and today I'm just going to start my inspections. It's a bit of a rainy day, so I've had to start a bit later than usual. Usually I start in the morning, but today I've started just after lunchtime. So I've had a lovely morning with the family. It's been great. But I really need to start with my spring inspections. So I really need to go through all of my colonies, check for any swarm cells, need to make sure that there's eggs and brood, everything looks healthy. Need to check the bees, make sure that they're looking healthy, nice and fluffy, no tremors or anything like that. And I need to make sure that all the bees have got space. Brood, food and space, the three things that mean everything when it comes to beekeeping. So today I'm going to be doing that. So I'll also be checking out a swarm. So you may have seen a video that I released this week, I think just gone. And I caught a swarm underneath one of my colonies. I've had it in the Payne's nuke box ever since, and I've not looked at it yet. It's been about a week now, so I'm going to go and check that as well. Now, just looking around, the bees seem to be quite active. They weren't active this morning when I first came here, but they seem to be quite active now, which is good. I'm already suited and booted, as I had some other jobs to do before I started recording, so yeah, let's get cracking. So here we have the aforementioned swarm, which is in the Payne's box, and the colony, which I couldn't find any swarm cells, but I think that this came from here. The reason for that is that I think this got too big for the two boxes it was in, so it started growing underneath the colony. And in doing so, the queen started laying underneath the colony there. And I came and it looked like a swarm, so I moved it into a swarm box. Now, my guess is that the queen is still in here, and these guys will have started producing emergency cells. So a way to tell what an emergency cell is that there's lots of them. And generally, they're in the center of the comb, and they look like they've been formed from a pre-laid egg or larvae. So it's from a small cell, and it's actually grown out of that cell, rather than one that looks nice and pretty and is already hanging out like that, and looks like it's purposely made. Swarm cells are generally around the edges of the frame, and supersedure cells are usually in the middle, but they always have that sort of facing down appearance, and they look like they were purposely built. Emergency cells look like they were from a cell that was like in the comb like that, and then they've elongated and faced downwards like that. So those are the differences there. So I'm going to go into this one, see if I can find any swarm cells or any emergency cells, knock them down apart from one, and we'll deal with that. And I'll go into here and see if I can see the queen or see any eggs or anything like that. So yeah, that was my theory. I'm still sticking to it. I've not been in either of these things, so I have no idea how it's going to work out, but we'll see in a second. Right, I need to find a smoker. Right. So because it's been raining, the bees are not going to be happy. So I put the super on to increase space of this colony, and there are no bees whatsoever in this super. So that can be because the bees don't like going through queen excluders unless there's something already there. So if you come across this when you've put supers on top of your brood box, and the bees, even though they're so like logs, like full of honey in here, and they're just not coming into the top box at all, it's because they don't like going through the queen excluder unless they have to. And the way to encourage them through the queen excluder is to have honey already in the boxes above. So the way to fix that, it's a bit of a pig, but it's to take the queen excluder off, like so, and just put the super on top. What will happen is that either the queen will come up or the bees will start storing nectar in it. We'll have to wait for a week or so, and then all you do is come back, shake all the bees out of the super box, put the queen excluder on, and then put the box back on. The bees will make their way through the queen excluder and start using it in any boxes afterwards. But it's that initial push that I always find really difficult to get them to come up. Right, so I'm going to go in this bottom box first. Whenever you're doing inspections, always check the bottom box first to make your way up. So I'm going to do that first. Wow, that was a very heavy box. Right, so as I said, it's been raining today, so these bees are probably not as happy about me being around, so I'll move my hand across. They're not hopping at me like they would do if they're really angry, but there's a couple that are investigating me and my speaker, so microphone. So I'm just going to do a quick. Don't have to do a lot. You're not driving the bees down because there's not many bees on top. Just a little bit, just that if there is any sort of kind of alarm pheromone going off, you're sort of covering it, okay? Because you don't want the bees to be alarmed. So when you're coming into the hive like this, if it's the first inspection of the year, these lugs are going to be really properlised. So if you're going to do any splitting, like breaking the frames apart, don't use the lugs. So these bits here are extremely fragile, especially if it's been a very humid winter, and these have been sort of rotted and stuff like that. These will break like there's no tomorrow. So the best way to crack frames is to go right near the lug on the inside of the frame, right here, and just break it apart like that. And be very careful, be very slow, and just take your time. There's no rush. And all you're doing is you're just breaking that seal of propolis between them. Once you've done that, it makes things a lot easier, especially if you've got a J-tool like this. But you need, the first one is always the one that breaks. So we're going to slowly lift this up. We're just going to take our time with it. We're not going to worry about it or anything like that. It's a lovely frame of brood. Lovely frame of brood there. Just looking for eggs. So it's been a week. So if there is still a queen in here, there will be eggs. If there is no queen in here, we should have several emergency cells hanging around. So I'm just going to do a little blow on these guys just to spread them apart. I'm just looking into the cells around the edge. So there's a lovely frame of brood there, but around the edges I'm interested because this is where the eggs will be, if anywhere. This seems to have mostly nectar around the edges, which is fine. That's a perfect frame, really, because you've got the brood in the middle and you've got pollen around the outside. Now, right on the cusp, you've got some honey and some nectar, so that's perfect. It's a brilliant frame. Same on the other side as well. Lovely. So I'm just going to have a quick look and see if I can see any emergency cells. Now, if there's no eggs and no emergency cells, then you've probably got a virgin queen hanging around in here, that she's waiting for a good day to go out and get mated. So, it's a bit dark today, so I'm going to use my torch. I'm just going to have a quick look in the cell. So I'm not seeing any eggs yet, but that doesn't mean anything. We're only 2 frames in, so it doesn't matter if I've not seen any eggs yet. Now I'm seeing eggs, lots of eggs. Okay, so this colony has a queen. So that's thrown off that that thought that I had, where this was a swarm from this getting too big. I was wrong, completely wrong. So this has got a queen in it, which is good, because it means that the chances are it doesn't have any emergency cells, which is great. Panic over. But it does make me wonder where the hell this one came from. But we'll get onto that in a minute. Focus on these guys first. So these guys have, again, lovely frame of brood around the outside. Here, you can see the circle. These guys are probably all ready to hatch very soon. And inside we've got larvae and we've got eggs. Perfect. They have got quite a bit of pollen there, but that's fine. That'll get eaten down. Okay, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Okay. Well, that's interesting to me at least anyway. So we're just going to take our time. No rush. There's no need to rush whatsoever. Going to look for disease. Anything that could look like disease. Got some lovely little young bees here. Lovely, soft, fluffy. I'm just keeping an eye out, see if I can see the queen. Because if she's here, then I can mark her. And we know where she's from. But yeah, this frame is full of larvae and eggs. Loads of bees milling about. Bees look fluffy and healthy. Everyone looks happy. I'm looking for any weird shaped wings. And I'm looking at the cells to see if there's any dodgy looking cells. Especially around here in the northwest, where it's quite humid, especially during winter and spring, you can get quite a lot of chalk brood. Now, I'll put a picture of chalk brood like here somewhere, and you can have a look at it. So what happens is with chalk brood is that a mold or fungus, not quite sure what it is, attacks the larvae, kills it, and then dries it up as it starts to produce spores. It's not super deadly for a colony, and it's easy enough to manage. You just have to get more ventilation in, really. And if it's really bad and it's not going away after a few weeks, then the best thing to do is just requeen. And then usually you can get rid of it that way. But there seems to be no sign of that here, which is good. Means these guys are doing a good job of finding out the humidity. There's lots of new bees. Lots of lovely little fluffy little bees hanging around. It's cute. I'm looking at the larvae, making sure it's white and segmented. I did that in the last video I did. Where you can see all the different individual segments of each larvae, that they're in a lovely C shape, they're pearly white and beautiful. Lots of eggs on this one. So I'm not worrying about this one now. I was worried about it because I was like, oh god, there's going to be loads of emergency cells everywhere. But there's not. There's none that I can see. May find a swarm cell, I'm not sure. Now it's usually frames like this where you'll find swarm cells. So usually frames where it's all higgledy-piggledy, they've grown a load of drone cells going, so like that. You'll see around the edges, in the nooks and crannies, you'll see swarm cells hiding down there, because they like to hide the swarm cells. But this looks okay. So the only way to make sure that there's no swarm cells on a frame is to shake it. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to have a quick check, make sure I can't see the queen. Doesn't really matter if the queen is on here, it's just a cursory glance, because we're not going to hammer these down. We're just going to do a little shake, and the bees will fall onto the frames below. So ready? So all you're doing is a little shake like that. Some people find it easier to hit the palms, the fatty part of the thumb on that lug there. I find that one quite difficult, so I just shake it a tiny bit. A little shake like that. Yeah? And that has cleared the bees off. So now I can have a good look at all of these cells, making sure that there's no swarm cells in any of the holes, any of the gaps, anything like that. And there aren't any. But there are a load of eggs. So this patch especially has loads of eggs. So the queen in this place is doing really good. Really happy with that. Right, we'll have a look at the rest in a second. Come on. Ready? So we're not particularly looking for the queen. I'm not too fussed about seeing her. We've seen eggs. We've seen really healthy brood. It's lovely. Now there's a bit of bald brood here. So bald brood is when they haven't capped a cell. I'll show you that in a second. I'm just checking the queen's not on. I'll shake it off and I'll show you. Okay, shake this off. Remember, just nice and gently. You don't want to hammer them down. Just a little jostle. That's all they need. So if you can see, well, that's a bald brood. So you can see that it is developing larvae. You can see its eyes, as if it's the bee. So that is a bald brood. That is caused by varroa. So the bees are investigating the cells for varroa. So it's good in a way because it shows a hygienic nature of bees. But it means that there must be a varroa load in here for them to do that. Yeah, there you are. Now, it's the only one I've seen, so I'm not too worried at all. If you come across masses of it, so lots and lots of bald brood, then that could be a problem. But seeing as I've only got the one so far, I'm not too worried. The bees could just be curious. And me being who I am, I can't really blame them. Right, here we go. Okay, so we've got lots of bees on here moving about. So we're getting closer to the entrance, so you'll find a lot of older bees on here. So you can tell older bees because their wings are a bit more ragged. They usually look a bit more roughed up because they've been going out and about. Doesn't mean that they're diseased or anything. They just look a bit older and a bit more worse for wear, which is perfectly fine. Everyone's allowed to grow up. Just checking for queens. Can't see the queen, so I'm just going to give it a quick shake and we'll have a look, because I think I can see some queen cups. Yeah. You can see a queen cup. Right, bring it to you. So, that there is a queen cup. You can see that compared to the rest of the frame, it is facing down. So that cell is facing down compared to the rest. If I open it up, it should have nothing in it. Okay? Ta-da! Nothing in there whatsoever. Now, if that had an egg in it, it wouldn't be a queen cup, it would be a queen cell. There's another one over here as well. So generally bees make these just to be ready in case they want to swarm in the future. It doesn't mean anything. You can knock them down if you want to, so you know that any new ones that you see are new, but it's not necessary. Just looking at the drop again. Get rid of this bee. It's trying to sting me on the lip. Do you mind? Go away. Stop that. Right. Yeah, lovely brood. This is a really, really nice hive. I really like the look of it. I think I will be trying to make some splits from it this spring. Which is why I would quite like to find the queen so I can mark her. Just makes my life a bit easier. So this has got loads of brood on it. So if you want bees to move out of the way, just give them a quick blow. I find minty breath is better than stinky breath. Minty breath makes them move, stinky breath makes them fly to your face, I find. Yeah, so that's looking good. Fine. No problems there. No queen cells or anything like that. So that's great. These guys are doing really well. Last two. Now these will probably be predominantly, yeah, pollen and nectar. So as the forager bees come in, they spit what they've got in the mouths or on the legs out into the cells, and they fly off again to carry on. They don't care about storing it or anything. There's caretaker bees that go around from here and put the nectar and the honey and stuff like that elsewhere. The forager bees just come in and then run out. Right. Yep, and this is just nectar and pollen again. Yeah. Nectar and pollen, all sorted. So, first box, A-OK. Absolutely looking brilliant. I'm really happy with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move you here so I can push this across. And put you back in. Yep. So we'll have a look at the second box. I'll make a decision about what we're doing with the next box. Because I don't particularly want a spring crop. My spring crops don't tend to sell very well where I am in the world. It may be different other places, but generally spring crops in the UK are oilseed rape. So that doesn't tend to sell very well because no one really likes the taste, from what I know. Not many people like the taste of oilseed rape. It's, Kel Surprise, quite oily, and it's kind of bland, so people not too fussed with it. It's great for making like creamed honey, but I don't make that because it takes way too long and I just don't have the time. So yeah, I'm going to focus on trying to draw out frames and trying to build up big brood boxes of bees, just so I can split them down and get my nuke rearing ASAP. So, seeing as they're not using that super, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them another brood box, I think. That should help them along. Means I don't have to use a queen excluder as well. So, let's get the bees down. So I'm going to put another box on. I don't want anyone getting hurt. Remember, you don't have to do like plumes, just like little puffs. Anyone on the edges, just knock them down with your nails. Just try and keep them away. Generally, there's quite enough space in the middle, but it's just the edges that you want to keep them away from, because that's where they'll get hurt. This is a heavy box. Right, there we are. So, when I looked after the swarm, I did a little cursory in this one, and I couldn't see anything. So, another option, if you want to lift up these frames and you have a J tool, this is the lovely hive tool. It's probably my favourite type of hive tool. Slide it as close as you can to this nub here. Oh, the spacers actually, that's what they're called. Slide it as close as you can, and then lift gently. And when you do the other side, lift gently, and then put your finger on that one, and then lift gently again on this side. And it just drags that frame up completely vertically. It does a really good job of doing that. I love the J tools. So that is a frame absolutely full to the brim with honey and nectar, which sounds great. And it is great. It's got some brood in the middle there. But this is a frame that I use with Apivar, and you can't extract honey from frames with Apivar. So I'm going to have to give that to a nuke, but that's fine. That's what I'm going to use these colonies for, is building up and producing lots of brood and lots of bees so I can put them in new boxes. So that'll be a food one. This one's got a lot of brood on it, but you can see the difference of the frame down there and the frame here. The brood area here is being pushed down by the honey here. So when it's like that, the way it should be, you can see that the level of honey is being pushed down and the brood is being pushed down into the bottom box. And this is the pressure that is constantly on a hive. So you always need to make sure that there's some space in these hives, because as soon as that honey pressure gets pushed down too low, the queen will run out of places to lay, and then that will spark a swarm response. So you need to keep an eye on this level of honey being pushed down here. If you give them lots of space above, then bees will sometimes go up and start moving all the honey up there, giving the queen more space to lay. Sometimes the queen can go up into the top box and just lay up like crazy, and then the bees get very confused. Remember, nice and slow, no rush, all day, don't worry about it. Lots of lovely brood again, not seen any disease at all. These guys are looking great. Nice and calm. Oh, and there is the queen. Found her. That's good. Right, where's me queen marking stuff? So, these are amazing. I sell these on my website. They're great. You just hover it over the queen and catch her. So she's in there now. She's also got a friend as well, but don't worry about that too much. So I've caught the queen. She's inside this little pot here. Now I use a queen marking cage, so I'll get rid of that one. And just drop her in. Boop, there she goes. Remember to keep your fingers over the top. You don't want to lose your queen. Upside down. And there she is. There's our little queenie. There she is. She's beautiful, isn't she? Look at that. I love her markings. So I'm going to mark her now. So what I'm going to do is... So this sponge here on this is extremely soft. So even if I push down super hard, it won't kill the queen. It'll just push it into the sponge and immobilize her, which is fine. That's allowed. But I try my best not to do that. I try not to push too hard. Just enough just to hold her steady, like that. And then I'm going to mark her. So I'm just going to rest you there while I get my pen. So she was last year's queen, so she's green. This year's queen, I think, is blue, which is my favourite colour. So that's good. Oop. There we are. She's nice and marked. So we're going to give her a few seconds, let that dry on her back, and then we can release her. There she is, marked. Lovely. She's a lovely girl, that one. I like her. So you've got to let it dry, otherwise the bees will lick it off, and then you've just captured her for nothing. These are fantastic. I love these tools. I've got a load of them, and I've started selling them now as well. I've got a load of these in my shop as well, because I love them so much. You get a lot of queen cages that have multiple slots. I find that quite difficult because they're usually flat as well, whereas this one's kind of peaked, so it kind of ushers the queen into a certain area. Anyway, so I'm going to release her back now. Back to her bees. There she goes. So I'm happy I've seen her. That's good. Got her nice and marked. She's lovely and green. Right there. The green dot stands out. That's good. So I'm going to put her back and be very careful with her. Put my half tool in the way. Brilliant. There we go. Right. Plonk her down. So I'm really happy with this colony. I think it's doing great. Bit confused about where this other colony's come from, this swarm. Now this has got a frame where they've done nothing to it. They're cleaning it up, so you've got some lighter comb there in the centre, and that's because they're cleaning it up. And they've got a bit of nectar on this one, so that's good. So these guys aren't super needy for space, but it's always good to give them some. So I will give them another brood box. Just waiting for them to move off the lugs. Go away. Go on, off the lugs. Go on, away. There we go. Yep, so this is full to the brim with nectar. That is crazy amount of nectar. And this side, empty. Mad. So they must be flying in through the entrance, climbing up, and they're just going up and down, filling with nectar. So my guess is these next ones are going to be full of nectar as well. So we'll see. Certainly feel heavy. Whoa, yeah, that feels heavy. Got some brood on there, but nectar and honey. Any disease? No disease. So do you need to go through every single frame when you're doing an inspection? Not always. Sometimes you can get a gist of what's going on. But if you are new to this, then please don't get overconfident and decide to not look at some frames. I'd probably say like after 5 years or so, you'll probably understand what you're looking at. And even then, like, if you skip some frames, it's at your own risk. It's at your own peril. Because bees don't read books. Bees don't stick to the same formula, even though people have written books about bees, like the generalities of bees. You know, that's similar, but the minutiae, bees do completely different to each other. Each colony is different. So this is absolutely jam-packed with nectar. So I'll come on up and show you. So that is full of nectar. You can tell because it's so bloody shiny. Look at it. That's great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give these guys another brood box. But this brood box is going to have some foundation in it. And that's going to do 2 birds, 1 stone. So it means that the bees will... I'm getting smoked out here. Means the bees will draw out foundation, gives them more space, and it means that they'll hopefully produce more brood. I can get a big colony here, so I can split it down into lots of little nukes. That's the plan anyway. So I'm going to push this across. Oh, got 3 more to do, but I think they're just getting investigated by bees. So for bees investigating you, if you can manage it, keep still, and they'll get bored. If they are doing the noise, it means they're going to sting you, so that's when you flick them away. But yeah, so if they're just going like investigating your hand like that one was doing, stay still, they'll sniff you and fly away. If they're going and the wings are flapping and you see the bum sort of arch like that, they're going to sting you, so that's when you flick them away. Nectar, just nectar. More nectar. More nectar, yeah. And an empty frame. Last one's empty. Yeah. So, these guys aren't in dire need of space, which is good. I'm going to push that up. Wow. I found the queen, marked her, which is good. Ah, why is that not moving? That's one. Yep. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to give them a brood box because again, I want to produce lots of bees. I want to produce lots of brood. I'm not too fussed about honey, so doing that will give these guys a lot of space, and they should be happy. That's a crap frame. Look at that. Get rid of that. I'll sort that out later. So this is why I bought a load of frames recently. A lot of my frames are in need of TLC. As you can see, that one's all naffed up. I'm going to get rid of that as well. I'm going to spook these bees down. On you go. There we go. Right. So I'll go through this brood box very quickly. So that one, the comb is detached from the top bin. Not hanging around with it, not messing around. It's fine. That's a bit holy, but it can be fixed. That's fine. Anything where it started to come away from the frame, I'm getting rid of. It's a bit mouldy, a bit gross, but the bees will be fine with that. I'll fix that up. Again, mouldy, a bit gross, but the bees will fix it up. Bit holy, but it should be fine. So that one has no wax. Yeah. Then just don't mess around with it. It's not worth the time. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frames there. That means that 6 frames should fit in here. But yeah. So what I'm going to do is to encourage them to draw out this foundation. I'm going to checkerboard them. That means putting the foundation in between the frames that are drawn out. Right. And I need another frame. We'll get that. Just going to use a brood frame. Yeah, so I'm just going to use a drawn out monkey frame, get them to clean that up. And there you are, sorted. Now, when you are putting foundation frames in, it's always good to make a note of when you got it in there. So F25, that's what I'm doing. So you should be able to always read what year you put this frame in. So I'm going to scrap this out. Have a quick look. So that's had Apivar on it. It's got APV on it. And that's from 2022. So it's 3 years old. That's 2023. 2023. 2020. Nope. 2020. It's faded a bit, that one. And that's 2023. Cool. So I try to keep a rotation of 5 years being the maximum. I usually get rid of them then. But yeah, I'm happy with that. The bees will come up here in their own time. There's no queen excluded to stop them. So they'll clean this up. They'll draw out the frames if there's a really good flow. And yeah, should be good. Alright, so I'm going to put this super from before away. Right, so just looked at the time. I've got 2.5 hours tops. Let's burn through these quick. So this was the swarm. So I have no idea what's going on with this one. Not opened it up yet, so we'll see. So it's not the queen from this one being pushed out. So that's throwing me off. So don't know what's going on with this one. Don't know where it's come from or anything like that. Now looking at it from here, this swarm looks a lot smaller, or rather the colony looks a lot smaller than it was when I put it in here. So either they've got a lot of foragers out, or maybe the bees have drifted into that one, which isn't good. Checking the health of the bees. I'll put that there. So I started drawing this frame out. I'm looking for eggs or queen. I'm also looking for disease, and I'm not liking the look of some of these bees. Some of these bees are looking shiny, which I'm not liking the look of. So it could be, so the shiny bees could be that they're just old and I've lost the fur, or it could be that this has got chronic bee paralysis virus, which is not good. Now, with chronic bee paralysis virus, the bees that have that disease, they become pariahs and are pushed to the edges. So generally you find all the shiny bees on the top or on the very edges. That's not the case here. So, and the wings look a bit battered, so I'm wondering if it's just old bees. So this feels very heavy, this frame. So I can see they've collected a lot of nectar here and pollen. I'm not seeing any eggs. You can tell it's nectar because it's leaving big blobs of nectar on the top of the frame when I put it flat. I've seen a queen. The bees are looking okay, to be fair. There's just one or two that were looking a bit dodge. So we have an issue with this frame in that it's broken at the wire. So I can try and push it. Try and get it to join a bit. But we'll see. I've not drawn this frame out yet. Not drawn this one out yet either. So one of the reasons why I don't tend to collect swarms anymore, so when I first started, I started out going collecting swarms. And I ended up getting quite a lot of bees that way. But I don't tend to do it anymore. Mainly the reason is because of the time it takes. I just don't have the time anymore with a baby. And there's other people who would much rather get the bees from the swarm than I would. So I'll let them collect them instead. Another one is I just don't like the disease risk. I'm always really careful with swarms. Always really worry about them. This is another frame that seems to have failed. I'm just going to shake these bees off and show you. So if you see there, this come away from the top. So these are frames from Den Rosa, which is a Scottish company, one of the biggest bee farms in the country. And I think they get their wax from abroad. I'm not sure. But what's happened here is that this wire that they've used has snapped. You can see it up here. You can see it up here. Oh, it's pinged. So that should go in there and attach to the wire, which is here. And what's happened is that's pinged off, so it's fallen. Which is disappointing. But the bees will make up for it, it's fine for now. Something I've just noticed is queen cells. So queen cells there. If I open it up, we actually have eggs in them. So that's confusing. I'm not happy with this colony. That's just foundation as well. So I'm going to have to take this to the quarantine apiary. I'm not happy with this. The bees aren't doing anything. There's no eggs or anything like that in it. They're not particularly nice. They're quite aggressive, as you guys have probably been buzzed out this whole time. Yeah, so these guys aren't particularly nice. Queen, if there is a queen in there, isn't doing anything. Bees aren't really drawing out any foundation. And so I get a bad feeling about this one. I'm getting a bad feeling. So I'm going to take this to my quarantine apiary tonight. So I'm going to wait till all the bees fly in tonight, close it off and take it to my quarantine apiary. I'm just going to hold it there and see if things improve. But I have like a bad feeling. I have a bad feeling about it. So I'm not going to Yeah, not holding out hope for this one. Don't know where it's come from, but it doesn't feel like one of mine. It just feels off. Right. These crab boards. Come on. Yep. Yeah, I'm not happy about that one. Something's going on with that. Not quite sure what, but I'm not happy with it either way. So when dealing with swarms, don't use the same tool on the other ones, especially if you've got a bit of a worry about it. So I'm going to stick this in the wash box. I'm going to swap out my gloves as well. Bees of that swarm are following me as well, so that's not good either. Yeah, not a fan of that hive. Not a fan of that colony. Okay, so this was the angry hive last year. This year, got a different queen. I put a super on it, and the same as over there. The bees don't think have come up to this frame. Come up to this box. So last week, I was putting these frames in. I'm not happy with that. Look at that; it's got a great big hole in it. So I'm going to toss that. Any with big holes in, just get rid of and replace with foundation. There's no point hanging around, and they're not particularly nice looking frames either. So bin. When I say bin, I'm not just like binning them. I'm melting the wax down and I'm burning the frames. So yeah, right. We're going to stick these in. And that's how you break frames. Right. Remember what I said before? Checkerboard. Because this hive has a propensity to being angry, I don't want to use its bees for making nukes. What I want to do is I'm just going to use this one for honey. So, he's in. Come on, get in. Okay. So it's a full box now, checkerboard and everything. I'm going to mark it with a year. Okay, I'm going to put that back. Right. Put this away. So I think again the queen excluder is stopping them from coming up because there's no frames of food in there. So if there's already a super on, like this, oops, then you can use one of these frames that already has honey in and swap it out with one of the ones over there. And that should encourage the bees up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to find a frame that's got honey in, which is pretty much all of them, and I'm going to swap it out with one of those. This has a lot of brood on it as well, drone brood, so I don't really want to use that because drone brood will get stuck behind the queen excluder. If it's worker brood, then you can kind of get away with it, but you have chance of them making queen cells. So looking at that, that's full of honey, no brood. So I'm going to shake this off. See what I mean? Just little shakes. Have a look, make sure there's no drones in there. Right, and then swap it out with another frame. Yeah. At the end of this inspection, I can now put a queen excluder on, which is good. And the bees should be drawn to that other honey up there. Right. So always do the top box second. So I'm going to put that over here. Ooh, that's a heavy box. Okay. So looking down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 seams of bees. So these guys are filling this brood box. It looks like they're not touching these 3 last frames though, just looking down. So I'm going to start with these ones. I'm going to lift these up and then work my way that way. Chances are I'll probably find the queen around here if I'm going to find her anywhere. So again, what I said, put your hive tool on the inside of these spaces here and break the seal with the propolis there. You don't want to break those lugs off, okay? If you've got a J tool, now's the perfect time to just lift that up. Move to the other side, lift it up, put your hand underneath, lift it up here, and you should be able to pick it up easy now. Ta-da. There we are. Right, I'm going to move this to the side over here, out of the way. There we go. It's turned into a lovely day now. It was peeing it down before. Amazing. So they are cleaning up this frame because it had some rotten pollen from last year in it. So these guys are doing a good job and they're filling it with nectar as well. So they're working hard, these guys. That's good. Moving it. There we go. So last year, when I was doing this colony, the queen refused to move to this half of the box for some reason. I have no idea why. She did. And I'm wondering if this queen's going to do the same, because it's a different queen. I think it's her daughter. So I'm going to have a quick look, see if I can see any eggs or anything. But she kind of stalled at this side. Right, I found a queen cup. There's nothing in it. No eggs yet. That is full of nectar. That's good. What I'm going to do is try and encourage the bees this way a bit more. And move the nectar down. Over here. Bring those empty frames further that way. So the angry hive is still, it's not particularly nice, but they've not stung me yet, so that's good. Check for brood. Can't see any yet. Yep, that's just a foundation that they're drawing out. They put pollen in it and a bit of nectar, so that's alright. They're still doing stuff with it. Right, so this has got a load of brood in it. Just have a quick cursory for the queen, see if you can see her. No. No. So we've got a lovely circle here of brood. It looks healthy. It's yellow, which is brand new pollen. So they're getting that from brand new wax that's been stained with bright yellow pollen. So it's usually like dandelion pollen, or it's obviously rape, something along those lines. So that's where they're getting that golden hue. And you can see that from the pollen that's here. It's like yellowy, orange, and stuff like that. Larvae that I'm seeing looks healthy. The eggs look good. So what you're wanting is a single egg right in the center of the cell that's either up or starting to fall like that. If it's directly up like that, it's just been laid. If it's starting to fall like that, it's probably been a day, half a day. If it's fully flat, it's been about 2 days. And that thing starts to dissolve around the larvae. And yeah, that's how you can tell how far away the queen has been from the spot, or how you can tell whether the queen has laid her eggs a couple of days ago if she's swarmed or something along those lines. What you're wanting to find, if you find a swarm, is you want eggs like this directly up, because it means that the queen has literally just laid them today. Oh, bees are not liking me on this frame. They're all flowing at my hand. So did you see that then? Did you see all the bees flying at my hand then? So they weren't happy with me doing that. So that could be a few things. There could be a queen cell on there, or the queen could be on this frame. So I need to take my time with it. And just take a deep breath, because the bees flew all over my hands, and it's always daunting. Even now, after 5-6 years of doing this, it's always daunting. So don't worry about it. I'm gonna have to smoke myself. Smoke the air. If you're getting attacked by bees, smoke yourself. You're a stationary object. The bees are flying around like crazy. You can't smoke the bees. So, if the bees didn't like me opening this one, got a frame of brood here and brood here. Now have a quick look from a distance. There's a bee there doing the waggle dance. Loads of eggs, loads of larvae, lots of lovely jelly around the larvae. But the bees definitely had a reaction to me opening this frame up. So, and they're still investigating me now after a few seconds. So that's interesting. So if the bees do that, it's good to investigate the frame just a little bit more and just see if you can see any queen cells or something along those lines. Some reason for them to have that alert response and protection, the need to protect it. Could just be the queen. Could be anything at all. Nope, nothing. Can't see anything that it could be, so we'll have a look at the next frame. But we've definitely moved into the brood area. So that had brood, this has brood. The next one's probably going to have brood as well. Healthy brood. Bees look okay. Looks fine. Oh, I think I just felt a bit of rain randomly. Okay, that's fine. So I've not seen any queen cells or anything yet. Not even queen cups, really. The bees have had some sort of reaction to me when I opened up these frames where the brood's located. So it's a brood area still. Yeah, so I'm not seeing anything that's dodgy with these guys so far. I'll have a look at the super next. Ugh. Oh, don't sting me. So bees just stung me, annoyingly. Ow. So if you get stung, spray, well not spray, but smoke the area that has the stinger in it. Because wherever that is, that's going to have loads of alert pheromone all over it. And whichever hand you use to pull the stinger out, do that one as well. In other words, just smoke yourself. Don't want that alert pheromone to get too prominent on you, because then when you open up a hive, they'll smell it and just start attacking you straight off. And this is a lovely frame of brood, so I'm just going to budge these bees out of the way by just, all I'm doing is just resting the hive tool on the back. Not doing anything to squish them or anything like that. It's literally barely even touching them. And you can see, this is a full frame of brood. That's a lovely frame of brood. Brilliant. On this side is the same. It's good. Right. Last frame, and then we'll look in the super that's on top. Not using that side. This side has nectar and pollen on it. Okay. Just push this across. If the bees don't move out the way, just blow and should move. That's in. Right, let's put the super on top. Oh, this one is quite heavy. Look, honey, 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 and new wax. You can see where the dark wax is and where the new wax is. It's a lot lighter. We've drawn all that frame and the cut of fresh honey in there, so that's brilliant. Stunning. Right, let's have a look. Ooh, this has got loads of drone brood in it. It's got some holes in it, so I'm just checking to see if I can see any queen cells. Don't think so. Right. It's fine. So there's a queen cup on the end there. There's nothing in it. And there's one here as well. Nothing in that either. Again, queen cups don't mean anything. Queen cells mean something. So if you see them, just knock them down. It just means that you're aware that if you see one, it's new. Wait. Yeah. Loads of brood. This is the same, loads of brood again. It's got a lot of honey at the top, loads of brood. Yeah, these guys are fine. Brood again. Good looking brood. It's a bit higgledy-piggledy, but they tend to do that in super frames, I've found. Really find a neat super when they're starting to lay brood in it. Don't know why. Yeah, brood and some honey as well. Same on this side. And then the final one. Whoa, this one's just honey. Pure, unadulterated honey. It looks like it's been capped recently because you can see that it's been dyed slightly yellow from the pollen. So, that's good. Right. Okay. Okay, right, I'm going to put a super on with the Queen Excluder on as well. The honey that I've put in there, so I've put a frame of honey in there, so it means that the bees should walk through the Queen Excluder now and start filling up this super, but we'll see. So if you're using one of these Queen Excluders that's flat and has no bee space, just lay it on and just slowly just wiggle it. The bees should go down. In many cases, the bees will build like comb on the actual Queen Excluder itself, and which will just lift it up off the top of the frames. So plonk it on. I said we've got a frame of honey right here. Put that in. That should encourage the bees to come up. That's fine. So I don't actually have that much time left, to be honest. I took too long inspecting the first colony. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to blitz through these ones and just check for space. I did do a quick check last week or the week before, just to see how these guys were for diseases and all that stuff. So I'm not too worried about disease in these guys, but I want to make sure that these guys do have the room if they need it. There has been a bit of a flow since, and all the bees are flying about now like crazy. So there's definitely something going on flu-wise. So I'm going to go in, have a quick check. These were the ones right here that were very small, so I reduced the size of the box. But I think that they've probably expanded enough that they can get super. As for these ones, yeah, I think these guys might need another brood box. I'm going to be taking these to my production apiary. So the hives that I brought here from a production apiary aren't necessarily going to be the ones that I take back. I'm going to be taking back the nukes. So I've got a few double nukes now that I'm going to be taking over there. I'll be putting them into full-size hives next week. And then I will be probably taking you and that one over there, and maybe that one over there. One or two. I'm not taking all of these. The main ones that I'm going to be taking are from my quarantine apiary. The ones that I've got through winter and they look really strong and really good. I'm going to be taking some of them across as well, because I want my production apiary to be as strong as possible so I can get as much honey from them as possible. So I've not actually had a chance to inspect these hives yet at the beginning of this year. So I have an hour to inspect all of them. So yeah, fingers crossed this goes well. Oh, I'll bring you closer if I see something. What I don't want to see is swarm cells. The good news is that the bees aren't in the roof on this one, so that's good. Tell you what, I will bring you closer, why not? Let's see what's going on, eh? So yeah, this one, this one's Hive Laura, and she has always been an absolute star for me. So what we're going to do is we're just going to have a quick look in this box. What I don't want to see is any swarm cells whatsoever. So the bees are filling this box completely now, which is pretty cool. Means I need to add another brood box, or probably a super or two. Oh. Lift this up very carefully. So this has brood on it. Don't see any eggs. Am I seeing any eggs? I can't see any eggs. It does have a lot of brood in it though, so I'll have a see. Yep, found some eggs. So this has some eggs. Cool. So I've seen brood. I've seen lots of honey. So there's food. And can I see space? Ooh. My guess is not. My guess is that they need some space. Now I've just noticed at the bottom of this here is a queen cup. Seeing if there's any egg. No, there's no egg. Okay, that's positive. So I'm a bit concerned that I may find swarm cells in this one, just because they have had a very restricted space. Again, lots of eggs, lots of broods, lovely honey at the top. Same with that side as well. Lovely. So these guys are going to be in desperate need of space, I think. Yeah, it's a lovely frame of brood, as is the one next to it. Cool. So I've seen another queen cup here. So these guys are practicing from the looks of it, but nothing definitive. If I see an egg in a queen cup, then that is a different matter. We may have to do a split. But no, these guys seem to be doing okay. Down. Next. I'll just go through half of this one because I am running low on time. There's a bee there with red pollen. Interesting. Again, lots of eggs, lots of brood. It's looking great. This queen is a good one. Yeah, I think I've seen everything I want to see. There's been some queen cups, but no queen cells. There's another queen cup there. Yeah, no queen cells. So I'm just going to finish. Oh wow, that's actually a really good frame of brood. All right, I'm going to show you the next frame because it's a lovely frame of brood. So beekeepers live for the frame that is wall to wall. Oh, capped brood. Oh, it's stuck. There we go. Oh, I thought it was better than it was. I thought it was looking better than it was. Never mind. But we're always looking for that one frame that is absolutely jam-packed with brood. Right, I'm going to close that up. I want to put 2 supers on, just because these guys seem like they are running out of space quickly. Or if they haven't already run out of space. Yeah, let's do that. This one. There we go. And this goes in. So when it comes to a tight fit, just let it drop itself. Like, just ease it down. Don't push. Sorting itself out. Just sort of angle it and make sure it's aimed correctly, and it'll sort itself out. The bee should move out of the way because it should be slow enough. Right, I'm going to put 2 supers on that. I'm not going to use a queen excluder just because I want them to get into that super before I... Ooh, where have I put the thing? Before I put the queen excluder on. So, lower this down. That. Evenly space these out. So I've mentioned before, when you're dealing with drawn out frames, it's actually best not to put 11 frames in. Take one out, I'll just have 10 in and evenly space them. What it does is it means that the bees will draw out that comb, and it makes it easier when it comes to extraction to cut the cappings. That's how you get the lovely peel effect when you're putting the frames. Next one. Oh. Right. So that's 2 on that one. That should give them enough space for a while. That should stop them from wanting to swarm anytime soon. Right, lid on. There we go. Right, this is going to be full. Oh dear, they're in the roof. So fortunately they're not building in the roof yet, so we still have time. But they are in the roof. That means they are running out of space desperately. Have a quick look, see what they're looking like. If you're lifting it up, by the way, and you feel like there's some weight behind it, try twisting it or wiggling it like that, and that'll break any comb. Sometimes they can produce wild comb. Let's move that other wild comb, and it can stick to the roof. So that's what they've done in this case. So there we go. So this top box is a super, so that's good. That means I can probably get away with using a queen excluder straight off the bat. As I said in the other one, if you find one that's full of honey, wow, that's full of brood. Wow, loads of eggs on this one, absolutely full of eggs, although I'm seeing some queen cups. See what I mean? So that there was a queen cup, and it's hidden in these little nooky areas here, so always be careful whenever you're looking at through your hives. If you see any combs where there's like little gaps and stuff like that, the bees will hide their queen cells in those gaps. So that's got loads of brood in it, so I don't think I'd put that up above the queen excluder because most of it's drone. Same with this one as well. I'm wondering if these guys don't have any frames of honey up in the top, because if that's the case, then it means I'm going to have to put the 2 supers on without a queen excluder, which is annoying. Ah, crap. So that there looks like a queen cell. So we'll have a look. Okay. So you look here, a little cup here, a little cup there. As you can see, so from the bottom of the frame, you can always see queen cells because they're the only ones that have holes facing you. Yeah. So if we peel these open, we can see if they've got anything in them. So peel open, nothing in that one. Peel open, nothing in that one. Now, so an indicator to me that they are trying to feed this one up to become a queen. These little white speckles here, you tend to get them because as the bees are feeding them, they're producing wax from their undersides, and it's kind of gets stuck there, or they've got some bits and bobs on their feet, so it means it's being walked over a lot. So I'm going to open up. Oh, there's the red pollen. So I'm going to open it up for us. I'll have a look inside. So it's shiny. They've definitely got some nectar in it, but I'm not seeing an egg, so that's good. Okay, so have a look at this one. So this one has an egg in it. See that? I'm trying to get the right angle so you can see it. So that has an egg in it, as you can see there. So that means that there is a queen cell. That is a no time. No bother. So that means I'm going to have to check this whole hive for queen cells. Now what I can do is I can knock them all down and hope that I catch them all. Then I can put a queen excluder on, find out where the queen is, and then do a split with the queen if I can. That will knock the swarming tendencies out of them, and the bees will produce another queen cell and let that produce. Or I can try and knock them down and then put some supers in between, and that will open up the space. And because that's just an egg, it doesn't mean definitively that they're going to swarm. It just means that they're in the beginnings of. I'll need to see if they've got any with actual larvae in it. If there's a larvae in it, then it means that they're trying to swarm, and we're past that point of no return, and we have to do a split. So yeah, we'll do a quick check now. I don't know how long I've got, but I'm gonna have to do it quick. So, right, put this on the floor. I'll take this super off because we're gonna have to check the bottom box now. There we go. Right. So there's a random queen cell just randomly lifted up on the top of the frame. It's got an egg in it as well. So this has got an egg in it as well. But again, as I said, if it's got an egg in it, it doesn't directly mean that it's a queen cell. It just means, or that they're going to swarm. It just means that they are trying to think about it. They're trying to get the others into the mood. If we find one with larvae inside, then that is a different matter. We'll have to see. So, quick cursory glance for the queen. If you see, you can catch it, and that can save some problems in the future. Quick cursory glance. Quick cursory glance, and then you have to shake the bees off and check for queen cells. Right? The only way that you'll definitely see all queen cells is if you shake the bees off. So that's what we'll do. This is a lovely frame of brood. No queen cells. I'll move that down here. Cursory check for a queen. Can't see the queen, shake her off. Check for queen cells. No queen cells. Oh, we've got a queen cup here. In the corner. Had an egg in it. Okay. So as long as I'm just seeing eggs in these things, I'm going to try and just do the super option. We'll just put 2 supers on top and give them lots of space. Cursory glance. Oh, there's the queen. Found her. So she is right here. So that saves me a whole heap of problems. So I'm going to capture her best I can. Come on, in you get. So she's not got a mark on her. So I'm wondering if I forgot to mark her last year. So I'm going to mark her with green. And what we can do now is we can shake these bees crazily. Not crazily, but you know what I mean. We can just shake them off without worrying too much. Come on, get into the spot. So the issue with these cages is that you have to sort of line up the queen because there's only one slot. But it does usher the queen into a more spot like that. So it's nice and easy. Look at that. Lovely. She's held really well in a really good spot. So I'm going to mark her. Try not to get any ink on her head or eyes or anything, because that could cause the bees to kill her, because it means that she's got some sort of disability. She won't be able to see and stuff. So what I'm going to do with that now is I'm going to stick that in the super down here so she keeps warm. Because the bees here will keep her nice and toasty. And while she's down there, being kept nice and toasty by the bees, I can shake all these bees off, and it means I can check properly for queen settles. So, anything? Nope. Anything? Nope. Anything? No, that is a massive frame of eggs. Massive frame of eggs again. I think I might be able to get away with just doing the supers. Let's see. Lovely nectar and nothing on the side, so I'm going to swap it around just to make it seem as if it's empty. Let's bring that back. Bring you over here. Shake. Get a bit smoke. Just remove this. Lovely frame of brood. Lovely frame of brood. Right, push that over. Yeah. There we go. Shake. Queen cup there. Nope. Right. So I think they were just beginning to think about swarming. Let's break these apart. So what I'm doing is really disruptive, so the bees are going to be flying around like crazy. So hope you guys can hear me. Smoke. I've got an idea, see if this works. Like that. Maybe not as obvious to the bees. Oh, that works. Right, smoke them down. Lovely frame of broods. This has got loads of brood. So I've got proper queen cell there, and it's been elongated a bit. So I'm going to open it up and have a look. So I'm seeing a bit of shininess, which usually means that they've put some liquid in it. That's fine. Okay. So I'm going to try this option where I put the queen in the back in with the two supers on top. I want to try that. If that doesn't work out, then next week I'm going to make a split with her. She's well marked now. She's a pretty obvious green colour. So pollen, nectar, pollen, pollen oil. Might come back for you when it comes to queen room. Frame of nectar, pollen. Yeah, so this is right next to the entrance. So this will just have pollen and nectar on it. because bees like to just come in, spit it out, and run off again. Right, so okay, so that's okay. So we've got a few cells with eggs in it. Again, that doesn't mean that they're definitely going to swarm. It just means that they're trying to swarm. They're looking into doing it. Try and get these off the edge because you don't want anyone being squished. The ones in the middle aren't too much in trouble. It's the ones on the edge. Be careful because the queen's there. Shot, guys. Right, so I'm going to go through this bit by bit. I know where the queen is. She's there, some of her friends. So I'm just going to move her over here so she doesn't get knocked. Right, so push these across. Start from one side, make your way across. So shake off. This feels like just like honey. Wow, that is a solid honey frame. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Move you over here, out of the way. That's what we want. We want a frame that's solid honey. So I'm going to shake you. Now, it's times like this you really wish that it wasn't so higgledy-piggledy. Now we've got loads of queen cups. I don't know if any of them are queen cells. So open them up, check them. If there's nothing in them, then destroy them. Remember, the queen cells are the only ones that when you lift up and you're looking vertically down, you'll be able to see the hole. So just worst comes to worst, just look at the bottom if you're struggling to see anything. Right. Higgledy-piggledy. There's another one here that has an egg in it. It's fine. Squish that. This one also has an egg in it. It's fine. Just look in the nooks and crannies. Make sure you're checking. Remember, bees are pesky. Can't trust them. They will do the darndest to throw you off. What's that? Oh, off you go. Shake. I think I've already checked this one, but I'll check it again. There's queen cup there. Egg again. It's fine. Not worrying too much. So what I might do, just to really throw them off, is I might checkerboard these frames with other frames that are empty. So it means that it's just opened up this brood area in essence. I won't put Queen Excluder on, and that should really throw them off because they'll be like, whoa, where's all this space come from? We can't swarm. We've got loads of space. So we'll see. Another one with an egg. It's fine. Ugh. Might look at you. I think you would drone brood, but it's not worth it. Cells there. Cell there. So I'm not seeing any actual elongated cells yet. So that's good. This feels like a honey frame as well. Honey frame, yep, it's got some drone brood on it, but it's definitely a honey frame. Okay. There's a bit of burcomb down here, which I want to get rid of because it's just another place where the queen can lay queen cells. So I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, so I'm going to checkerboard this, so why not? Let's see what happens, see if it works. Oh, so let's think. 4, 5, let's do 5. So you can go here. Whoop. You go here. Oh, not there. Put you in between. There we go. There we are. And we'll even space these out, miles apart. This will confuse them, I hope. So I'm using a drawn out comb here, so I can leave them quite spaced out like this. I'll make them a little bit closer. Just a little bit. I'll put you here. Sorted. I'm going to put you on top, pre-checkerboarded. The frames are took out. So as you can see, empty, full, empty, full, empty, full, empty, full. So there's now going to be 2 boxes that are going to be half full. So the bees are going to come and go like, whoa, there's loads of space. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw them off even more by putting a queen excluder on and putting another super on. And I'm going to include this big frame of honey in it as well. So that'll really throw them off. Now, I'll come back next week and see if this has the effect that I wanted. If it doesn't, then, well, I'm in trouble. Just realised I've not added the queen yet, so can't do that yet. It's off. It's off. And you know what? I'll put this frame in as well. Shrink it a bit more. Shrink the space even more, give them more frames. Can't complain if you've got lots of frames. There we go. Then I'll give the queen back to him. Off. Away. Right, Queenie. And away she goes. A lovely orange colour. Must have some buckfast in her. Put this on. On. Queen excluder on. Second new super on. Oh, it's starting to rain. Lovely. Just what I wanted. I love it when it rains. Makes beekeeping so much easier. Right, so there we are. Sorted. So they've got a whole new box worth of frames between these two here. It's been separated. The brooder has been broken up, so it means that they will get a bit confused and be like, whoa, don't know why we're swarming. We've got loads of space. And in here, we've got a queen excluder and we've got a super with a frame of honey, which should draw the bees up. So hopefully that will knock them off that swarm response, but we'll find out next week. Remember, anything that you do, you're always best just waiting for a week to see what happens. Because generally messing too much with the bees will just cause more problems than it's worth. And at the end of the day, if the bees swarm, they swarm. It's just unfortunate, but it's what happens. It's part of beekeeping, and it's their natural response. Don't think... don't feel too bad about it. And don't admonish people if they have bees that swarm. Every beekeeper loses a swarm. Any that say they don't are lying. So this is Kate. Everyone say hello to Kate. So these guys are in the roof as well, but they're not actually building in here. I'm wondering if they're going to be similar to next door. So they've already started building in the crown board underneath it. You can see from all the dripping honey. So what I'm going to do is, to speed things up, I'm just going to crack this up and look underneath, because this is a quick way of seeing if you can see any queen cells being created. It's just an indicator, so you won't find all the queen cells this way, but it's a good way of seeing if you can find any queen cells, because if you can see one, there will be many more, as we found out just. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prep you guys, and then I'll lift it up for us. Right, you ready? So crack this open. Okay, and then what we do is we just lift it up like so. And under here you can probably see any cells that are facing down, because remember what I said, When it comes to the cells, the comb, the only ones that you'll see facing downwards are queen cells like that there. That is a cell that looks like it could be a queen cell, but it isn't. It's looking good. It's looking promising. So I'm not too worried. So that's good. So I'm going to put this down and we'll go through it properly. It's just a little indicator to see whether you should be panicking or not. Of course, when it comes to beekeeping, you never have to bloody worry about anything. Beekeeping is the best hobby in the world because whatever happens, it's natural for the bees. So there we are. Lovely frame of honey there. I'm going to move that to the side down here out of the way. Okay, so I think the top box is going to be full of honey. And I think I might be right. Some brood there, but other than that, yep, honey. I'm not seeing any queen cells, that's the important part. More brood. These are drone brood. You can tell because they stick out like bullets. Okay, no queen cells there. Looking promising so far. Let's keep going. No queen cells here. We've got some worker brood there. Lots of eggs, so the queen is active. That's good. The brood looks good. There's a little queen cup here. Nothing in it. That's good. If this top box looks alright, then I'm going to move on. I'm going to give them some space, but then move on. Queen cups. These guys are doing really well so far. No doubt I'll come across one any minute, but so there's a cup here, so it's got a larvae in it. No larvae, thankfully, but it is shiny, so it means that they have been polishing it. So a queen cup has several stages. It's cup shape, then it starts to go shiny on the inside because they start polishing it and cleaning it up. Maybe laying like a bit of nectar or bee bread in there just to get it ready. And then they lay the egg, then it hatches, and then they start topping it up with lots of royal jelly. This is just full of brood and lots of eggs. Oh, I'd be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Won't be surprised if you see the queen, because there's so many eggs in this top box. So the queen cup here. It's empty. And there's the queen right there. See? Oh, I poked her by accident. There she is. I'm going to catch her and I'm going to mark her. So always keep an eye on her. Don't take your eyes off her because queens have a cloaking device built in. And as soon as you look away for 2 seconds, she will disappear. And always make sure whenever you transfer her from one container to another, you are always blocking that hole because she will also fly off. So it's good that I've seen the queen. She's a lovely colour actually. If you can see her. I'll bring her close to you in a second. Just let me mark her. There we go. Got her. Captured. Right, I'm going to mark her. Right, and then I'm going to let her go. Oop. She can walk about again now. There we are. She's happy. Put her here like that. I'll wait for her to dry, and then I'm just going to have a quick look. Yeah, so I think these guys are doing really well. Can't see anything, so I'm going to have to shake them off for this one. Lovely brood, absolutely beautiful looking brood. Loads of eggs. This queen is amazing, and that's an amazing frame of honey. So these guys need space. They need the space. Oh, look at that for a frame of honey. Oh, I'm going to put that in the other super that I put on top to hopefully draw them up. So, and I'll probably do it with you as well. Why not? Yeah. I want to take as many super frames out that are honey, just so the bees have more space to lay and stuff like that. Right. There we are. Right, lovely. So we've got some fresh frames in there, 3 frames that are empty. Perfect, just comb. I'm going to put a queen excluder on, I'm going to put a super on top with those frames of honey in. And then I'm going to put another super on top of that as well. Right, release the queen. Oh, hang on, you guys didn't see her, did you? I'll bring it to you. There she is. Lovely orange markings with a black stripe. Beautiful queen. And she's doing a great job as well. She's massive. So, I'm going to release her. In you go. Whoop. Pop. Right. So there she goes. She's made her way down. That's good. I'm going to get a queen excluder and we'll sort these supers out. Right. So, I'm going to put the frames of honey that I took from the bottom one in here. Whoop. I'm going to kind of checkerboard them, but not really. Oh, because what we want is to encourage the bees up here, because they'll smell of honey, so the bees will come up sniffing it, and then hopefully they'll start filling up these other cells with honey. Right. I'm going to put another super on top of this, just so they've got lots and lots of space to store honey while I'm away. Right. Need to just quickly get rid of the comb off this. Done. Cool. This colony's on 3 boxes, so there's less chance of swarming compared to the others. But the bees are in the roof again, so have a quick look at the top box. Let's see. So if these guys are fully using this box, okay, so there's some brood in there, that's okay. Then I'm going to give them some supers. And I think they are. I think they're using this box completely now. I'm interested to see what the bottom box looks like. Okay, so they're not using all of the frames yet. There's still some empty frames here. So that frame's empty there. Oh, this one's completely empty. The bees have cleaned this up. So last time I was in here, there was like horrible white mold growing here, but they've cleaned it up, as you can see. You can just see the remnants there, but they've done a really good job of cleaning it. It's more comb, more brood. It's all looking good, healthy, beautiful colour. Bees look nice and healthy and happy. I don't think these guys will be swarming, but who knows? I think they need a bit of space. I'll have to provide that for them. Yes, there's mostly just drone brood up here. Which is fine. That's a honey frame. Okay, so I'm going to take the honey frame out. So what I'll do is, I'll do what I did with the others. Any honey frames I'll transfer to the super that I put on top and put the frames that I replace in here so they're empty. So it means that there's more brood area for the queen. So honey frame. I think this is as well, but not much of one. Oh, it's got a bit of it. No brood. Right, so that means that this box is going to have more space for the bees to manoeuvre about in. I've got 3. Right. So that's an empty frame, so I want to bring that in. And that's the end. Whoop. Empty frame. Move it in. Empty frame. Move that in. Empty frame. Move that in. And an empty frame. If it fits, might have to maneuver a bit more. There we go. Cool. So now these guys have lots of space in this box. I'm just gonna put a queen excluder and a super on, and those frames with honey in. I'm gonna put them in as well. So I'm in a bit of a pickle now because one of those supers here. Oop. So I've got 2 supers at this site. I need to go get more, but this super here must have still had honey in it for another time, and it looks like it has fermented. You can see that it's gone all slimy and gross. It smells like bad mead. So I think what's happened is that because it's been in storage, it's got humid in the recent rain, and it's started to ferment the honey. Yeah, so you can see it pouring out there. So I can't give this to the bees. So these frames will either have to be destroyed or melted down or soaked, or something will have to be done to them. So these can't go to the bees. So I'm going to take this frame out. I'm going to look for any that are okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Okay. So these 3 frames are minging. So I'm going to have to get rid of these. They will be, as I said, melted down and burned, or something done to them anyway. Get rid of them. Right, so, but unfortunately, actually, thinking about it, I think I've actually got enough frames that I can actually fill this super. So that's okay. That's worked out okay. Just hate when things don't go to plan, you know? So, how many frames have I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Add another 3. So these are the honey frames that I've just taken out of that colony over there. So that is 8 frames, so I need another 1 at least. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I can have 2 supers full of 9 frames, that's fine. Okay. Well, that's annoying, but it's just the way things go. Yeah, don't put any less than 9 frames in, because that's when they start making Burko. It starts going crazy. So 9's the limit, but around 11 and 9 is fine. Okay, right, that can go back in. It's got the honey, so it should drag them up. Right. Right. Crown board and lid on, and then the final hive, and then we'll go in. Oh. So I've got 15 minutes. 15 minutes to check this one before I get in trouble with the missus. They're already in the roof, so let's tap, tap, tap. Get them out the roof. Right, put that there. Oh, well, they're not happy about being bashed, which is completely understandable. Where's my smoker? There it is. Right, alarm response has gone off, that's why they're going crazy. Bit of smoke in the area should help them calm down. Oh yeah. Right. This one. So I'm going to go through this and hopefully we won't find any queen cells. That's what we want. We want no queen cells. We want everyone happy. Loads of eggs in this one. Stacks of eggs. That's good. Can't see the queen cells yet. First one. There's a queen cup here. Open it up. What have we got? Naphal. Cool. So that's all drone brood. You can tell because it's much bigger than the worker brood. Yeah, so these guys are going to be ready to produce a stack of drones soon. That's good. These guys are quite nice. The queen's getting on though. So the queen of this one is about 3 years old, I think. So you can see the difference between those two. See the cells difference? Those are like tiny little cells. Those are quite big cells. There you are. I'm going to have to toss this down and see if I can see any queen cells because it's quite higgledy-piggledy. Queen cup there. Nothing in it. It's fine. Nothing on that frame either. Nothing there. Yeah, no queen cells on this one either, but there's loads of eggs all over this. So there is a queen going crazy. Eggs. Right. I am definitely under time constraints. This is just brood. So these guys don't actually have, from the looks of it, that much honey in the frames because they're just using it to produce brood. We've got a little bit in the corners, but this is just like eggs and brood. So I'm going to add a super without a queen excluder. If they had a frame of honey, then maybe I'd move it up and then they could go in there, but because it's just brood, I'm going to give them some more space because it's clear that they need it. I was saying that, that's a full frame of honey. Okay, maybe I can. That's what I'll do then. Oh, we'll use a queen excluder after all. Found 2 frames of honey. That's good. Right, I'll give you back here. Let's put these frames that I'm going to replace them with in the center. That should be alright actually. Every. Alright. Queen excluder. So that's wet because of the thing fermenting on top of it, which is a bit annoying, but the bees will clear that up, it's fine. Just keep it away from this honey. Alright. Yeah. Alright, okay. Even space them out. Bees will come sort this out in a second. Right. Brill. Right, I'm going home. Bad enough. They seem to be doing well. That's good. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. Today's been a bit of a weird one. It was forecast rain and been quite lovely all inspection, and now it's starting to pee it down. So managed to get in just before the rain hit, so that's positive. If you like what you saw, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button. If you want to see more stuff like this, then please hit the subscribe button. And if you enjoy these long form videos, or my short form videos, or even my how-to videos, go through my back catalogue. I've got quite a lot of videos now, so yeah. I try to make sure that all my videos are unedited, so you know what it's like going through your hives at an apiary. There's no rush, there's no dramatization, unless something goes terribly wrong for me. It's just how it is. So I'll try to keep it that way for you guys for educational purposes. If you'd like to join me on Facebook, I have 2 groups. I've got Merseyside Beekeepers and Nonsensical Beekeeping. One is if you can affect a Scouse accent or in the Merseyside area where I'm from. We can get some good deals from suppliers. So if we want quite a lot of Apivar or something along those lines, we can buy big batches of the stuff for a lot cheaper and saves everyone a bit of money. It's pretty good to help each other as well. Nonsensical beekeeping is more if you want to have a bit of a joke, or if you want to share your stories with other people from who knows where. It's a good bit of fun. Right, thank you again for watching. I'm going to get in now because I'm getting soaked. Bye bye.